And we are live. What's up, everybody? The Crap Gamer here with you, the most compelling game-related YouTuber around. And I have Showstopper with me. Shout yourself out, Showstopper.
What's up, everybody? Let's get this going.
And and Showstopper actually had a pretty big milestone on his YouTube channel. What was your milestone, dude?
I hit 1,000 subscribers yesterday, so thanks to everybody that subbed to me. I really appreciate it. And hey, let's keep growing my channel, man. Everybody that's not sub, get on board because it's a fun time that we have over there. Let's go, crap.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you guys haven't seen Showstopper's channel, it's hilarious. He does really good videos, and you guys definitely need to check it out. If you check out the videos um, or the channels that are on the start of my channel, actually the featured channels, his is on there, so you guys can get linked to that. He does really funny videos. They're really good, so go ahead and make sure you guys check that out. It's really good stuff.
Yep.
The whole reason I did this, I'm doing this this podcast is because yesterday Microsoft and EA came out and announced EA Access, which is going to be exclusive on Xbox One. And what that is that gives people who own an Xbox One, you pay a fee each month or yearly. If you pay for the year, it's $30 a year, which comes out to about $2.50 a month. And what you get with that is you get unlimited access to full games in the vault, which right now they have 4 games in the beta, which is Battlefield 4, Peggle 2, FIFA 14, and Madden 25. You get the full versions of those. You get 10% off any digital purchase, be it a full game or DLC from any EA title, and you get early access to their games. Like say you wanted to play Madden 15 early, you get it 5 days early. You only get to play it for a couple hours, but if you buy the game, your progress will carry over. So you do get to test it out a bit before you buy it, which is cool, I think. To me, the 10% off on the digital titles, which brings them down quite a bit, is a pretty big deal. Now, with that being said, people were like, "Oh, it'll only be a while before Sony gets this too," and I was saying, well, there's something odd about this because Microsoft and EA partnered up for this, and Sony kind of has their own thing going on, so maybe it's not going to go to them. And then it came out this morning, and I had to work all day, which is why I didn't do a video on this earlier. It came out earlier that Sony actually turned down EA Access, saying that they evaluated the EA Access subscription and decided that it does not bring the kind of value.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it says that it hasn't brought the value.
Oh my.
Yeah, it hasn't brought the value that PlayStation customers are used to.
Crap. Hello?
You're kind of sounding like
Crap.
a robot. Yeah, do you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello? Can you hear me, bro?
Okay. Can
Yeah.
you hear me now? Because I know you was kind of cutting in and out on me.
Yeah, you sound a little bit like a robot.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Yeah, I hear you. It's clearing up. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
What that is.
So, yeah, I don't know what that is either. But sorry for the little bit of a problem, technical difficulty there. So anyway, so basically, Sony actually comes out and denies this. They say they don't think asking their fans to pay an additional $5 a month for this EA-specific program represents good value to the PlayStation gamer. To which I would just play your laughing videos like over and over on repeat for like 10 minutes because that's a complete joke to me. What are your thoughts on Sony coming out and actually kind of trying to almost bitch slap EA to this? I mean, they really kind of took it to EA with these comments. What did you think?
I just think you got to damage control for your fans.
Yo, Showstopper, you there?
For those that yeah, I'm here. I'm talking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me switch headsets, bro. Dang it.
Okay, yeah, I hear you now. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Okay.
I think there's something wrong with my headsets. Can you hear me now?
Okay, so anyway, sorry about the little bit of technical difficulties.
Dang.
Yeah, I hear you.
There we go.
Hey, we got Chanel up in here.
Yo! Y'all started already?
Yeah, we started. We're live, but we had a little bit of technical difficulties with his headset or something. He sounded a little bit like a robot. But anyway, like I was saying, Sony turns out denied access to EA access,
Yep.
basically saying their fans didn't want that. They deserve better. And by better, I take it they mean renting Deus Ex $5 for 4 hours. So, Showstopper, what did you think about this? If your mic is fixed,
Can you hear me now?
is your mic fixed, Showstopper?
I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm talking. Can you hear me now?
Is your mic in?
Yeah, my mic is in.
Yeah,
Can
we
you
hear
hear
you,
me?
bro.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, we hear you loud and clear now, man.
Okay,
So
there we go.
Showstopper, what do you think about Sony basically doing this, kind of taking shots at EA, and kind of basically denying their own fans a chance at picking what they want to do? They basically took that option away.
Yeah, I just think they have to. The excuse that they're giving right now is they have to damage control for their fans. It's a lot of people that love Sony, and to me, it was a dumb move. But the damage control is that they turned it down, because they don't want it to compete with PlayStation Now. That's what I took it as, So, but it is in a sense competing. But the spin that I'm hearing on it right now is that you giving all your money to one developer, where Sony got multiple games. You know what I'm saying, with PlayStation Now. So that's the spin that they putting on it. But it's a dumb move. But who knows the minds of Yoshida and what he's doing. I think this is a good value, and what Microsoft is doing. Hopefully, a lot more developers will get on board with it, and that's just my take on it right now.
Okay, what
Yeah,
about you
I
next?
can barely hear. This is throwing me off.
What about you next, Gen? What do you think?
What I think, well, you guys hear me first? You hear me?
Yeah, we hear
Yeah.
you.
Uh, I just did a follow-up video to the first video I did about this, and I said, I don't know if you guys saw it, but after EA announced this EA Access, GameStop stock dropped massively, and I, for a while, I've been preaching about the whole the use game thing, and saying that we got to support our hobby, but I was thinking that maybe the industry in a whole, that we're in for a change. Imagine if, because EA said that their vault is going to continue to grow. So you know what I mean. So, but first, to answer your first question, I think it's fucked up with Sony, because you're gonna say it's not a good value. You're gonna charge me $2.99 for 4 hours, but EA is gonna charge me $5 for a month to
Yeah, some of the games are $4.99 for 4 hours. So
Yeah.
the same price for a month of EA's
Yeah.
access
And
is
EA
for
games,
4 hours of a game.
and
Yeah.
EA's games in the vault are going to continue to grow. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like I said, especially if you just now getting the Xbox One, you get Battlefield, you get Madden, you get FIFA, you get Peggle. You know what I mean? And like I said, the games are going to continue to grow. But as I was saying, I said though, I think us as as gamers and the industry is in for a big change. Now, if other developers get on board with this, like you take a company like Capcom, who has a big back catalog of games. You take a game like, say, Resident Evil 4. Ain't nobody buying that shit right now. So what if, like Capcom, what stops them from offering the same type of service and giving you access to all their back catalog of games for maybe like $15 a month, $10 a
Yeah.
month?
Yeah,
And
well, they could easily, like, EA could easily port over like the Mass Effect collection to their
yeah,
vault for next gen consoles, and that would be worth it to me. Ubisoft is another one. Man, they could port up all the
even
Assassin's
that
Creed
though, check it out
games.
though. What if they here's a premium service, right? And so give you access to the newer games also. You know what I mean? And I can see how, honestly, just check it out, how this really puts the squeeze on GameStop. I can see why these stocks change. Like I said, EA was one of the first ones to stop their online passes last year. Last year, you know what I mean?
A lot of people say they stopped the online passes because they thought both Microsoft and
Yeah,
Sony
it
were
was for the
going
DR,
to
it was
do
for the DRM.
DRM.
It was.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was postal for me, the DRM. You know what I mean? And Sony kind of, dropped the ball on that. Like, 'cause I never had a problem with DRM. My only problem was the 24-hour check-in. They did away
Yeah.
with that. I was fine because I don't buy really used games anyway. And I see, look, like I said, and I hate this like a broken record. Like I said, we always got to go out and support our hobby. Crytek is about to close their damn. They just sold the fucking Homefront. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Homefront's going to Deep Silver, who actually bought out the Saints Row IP and did a pretty good job with that. So
Hmm.
Deep Silver is pretty stable.
Yeah.
Man, I'm surprised as hell at Crytek getting rid of that IP. And why, if it's true, why didn't they let Microsoft buy the Rise IP if they're in that much trouble?
It's crazy. I guess I don't know what fell out, what negotiation fell out
Right.
behind the scenes, but um, because I don't know. Like I wish somebody was next. So I do like the Cry engine. They makes pretty fucking games. I would hate to see them go belly up, but again, like like I said, I think this whole the way that we know gaming for this is going to change, man. But just listen. Crap, huge that would be if Capcom, Ubisoft, Rock, all these publishers did that, and all of them have this big back catalog of games that they're not doing anything with, that they can continuously make money off. That would be huge, bro.
That's going to be
You know
huge
what I mean?
because it's going to make them opportunity to make them a lot of money.
Yep.
And on top of that, the one thing that I really like about this program is you're not streaming the games over the internet. You're
No.
downloading the full games.
Hmm.
So just to clear that up, I know Showstopper and I are both signed up for this. Did you sign up for it as well?
I have it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you download the full games, which
Mhm.
means you don't have to have a steady internet connection the whole time or anything like that. That's what set this apart for me. With Sony's PlayStation Now, you're renting games, but you've got to have them completely,
Stream.
a stream to the internet. And depending on how your stream is, that's depending on how the game looks.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? With this, if a game's, you people are all resolution whores, but PlayStation Now is all, what, 720p?
Yeah. Well,
So yeah, that's all 720p. Where you download the games from EA, if it's a 1080p game, you're getting a 1080p game because you're downloading the full game. Hell, Battlefield 4 was like a 35 gig download.
hmm But
You know?
also too, though. But what like I said, what's I like I said, a lot of people, EA gets a lot of hate. But whether you love them or hate them, they have a huge catalog of games, and they said the vault is going to continue to grow. So like I said, I think right now I think it's just the beginning. But like you said, it's fucked up that Sony fans, Sony took away their choice. Whether you like EA, whether you hate EA, whatever the case, but you know how big FIFA is in fucking Europe. The fact that
It's huge.
those European gamers can get FIFA 5 days before it come out with this service right here, you know?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, that's
Well,
big.
it's actually a big thing here too. I mean, not as big as Madden, obviously, but a lot of people play it. Like I downloaded it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna goof around with it a little bit, and I don't even like soccer, so I just it's just an option. Like, of course, I still like buying some physical media. I do some download stuff. This is an option for my Xbox One, and it's awesome. I think it's really, really cool. And the thing is like I do see a lot of PlayStation fans. They're pissed off at Sony for this. At first, they were pissed off at EA and Microsoft. Now, I guess the realization is coming to pass that they realize that Sony passed on this. But Sony is supposed to be for the gamers, right?
Right.
But here they are. They passed on Titanfall. They passed on this. What exactly are they doing for gamers again? To make them use that line, we're for the gamers.
Let me
At the
ask
end
you
of
a
the
question. Do you
day-
think there's something going on behind the scenes
What,
with
Sony?
EA and Sony?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, at the end of the day, I look at EA and they're trying to burn no bridges, but, Sony ain't got that money like Microsoft, just being real. Microsoft has always had, but after, I won't say always had good business relationship because when Xbox Live first came out, but no EA games on Xbox Live. You know what I mean? They had to mend their differences, but you realize Peter Moore used to work for Microsoft, and
Yeah.
so maybe he still has, maybe that still gives him a little leeway, but when Microsoft can write the check and Sony can't, just being honest, you know what I mean? They could have had Titanfall, like you said.
Right.
Respawn Entertainment went to Sony and told them their visions for this game, and Sony wasn't interested. You know what I mean? They didn't want to tell them the specs of the system.
Exactly.
And
And people wonder why the new Call of Duty is being made for the Xbox One as the lead platform, it's because they've been working on this game for 3 years on Xbox One hardware or the equivalent. So if that's why people are wondering, well, why are they making that the lead platform? That's why. You know what I mean? If Microsoft is more forthcoming, and yeah, Sony was okay with developers, or they like to make it out that they're so for the developers, but when developers are asking for specs or what they're working with, they weren't very forthcoming at that time. And where are all the fanboys at now? They're all of a sudden real quiet. There was bitching about Microsoft taking away options. Now that Microsoft has implemented options, where is all the complaining now about Sony doing that? Are people finally starting to wake up? I start to see it a little bit. People are like, man, Sony's stupid for this.
Yeah.
And what's really funny is the PlayStation Now beta starts up again tomorrow. You didn't hear anything from it. Then this thing hits.
Yeah.
And now tomorrow,
now
all
beta
of a sudden, the beta update for tomorrow. You know what I mean?
To me, it just feels weird, for them to kind of like turn that down. That's why I asked, do you think something is going on? Like,
like,
let me get my whole point out though first. Next gen.
Let him finish.
Like, let me finish. You know how when came off of E3, when the reveal, right after the reveal of E3, a lot of developers was on board with the online thing. You know what I'm saying? This is just me throwing something out there. I ain't damage control or nothing. I'm just throwing an idea out there. And since they was on board with this, and Sony kind of threw the monkey in the wrench, it just feels a little weird to me. You know what I'm saying? And especially if other developers start getting on board with this, that'd be crazy.
Well, again, but you got to realize it's two showstopper. And what Sony is the king of propaganda. All they said is that we would not charge for their games.
Right.
They said nothing about third party. They try to hide it away.
But listen what that did though. That made them, that smacked them in the face.
I know.
To make them look a certain way.
Yeah, but it made also Microsoft change their stance. You understand what I'm saying? Because it made Microsoft change their stance, and I fine, fuck it, we'd change it. You know what I mean? But again, and people looked at Microsoft like they were the villain. Microsoft put that in place to protect this is what the developers wanted.
Right.
What they asked for. You know what I mean? The one that you couldn't trade your games is that when you took your game to GameStop, when GameStop totally ripped them off, the developers got $4 or $5 or whatever, as long as they got something, you know what I mean? And like then they didn't say you couldn't trade your games. The only issue, like I said, they had with game was the check-in. You know what I mean? But yeah,
right.
I think like I said in the day, I think Sony with that shit that they did. I wonder if we can go back and change time with Sony still did that because they're still losing money on the gaming division still, as well as the PlayStation 4 still sell. They still can't turn a fucking profit down there.
Yeah, it just to me, this whole thing just feel kind of I don't know, but just feel. But then it just feel like EA just smacked them right back in their face, man. And that's how I look at it right now. But
they said they asked them. They said they asked them. Sony didn't say they didn't want it.
Yeah. What's funny was I seen in a lot of comment sections today was people were like, wow, Sony might have motherfucked themselves out of getting Titanfall 2 by kind of throwing EA under the bus with this. You know what I mean?
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. I mean, Sony's like, hey, just ask Nintendo how life is without EA. You know what I mean? Hey, guess what? If they piss off EA, then next thing you know, EA is, say goodbye to Dragon Age, Mass Effect, Madden, FIFA, all that stuff. You know what I mean? That's the chance that you could be having. No Battlefield, no Star Wars Battlefront.
But no crap though, it's not that so much that Sony turned it down. That wasn't the issue. What they said in the public, they didn't say it was good enough value for their customers.
Oh, okay.
That was the knee slapper. And we looked at EA shit. They shit wasn't, no, it wasn't. We didn't like it.
We thought that wasn't worth it, but we asked you to pay, $50 a year, and we give you two indie titles that are worth about 99 cents a piece every month. So yeah, but that's the value you guys want. So they have that Japanese thing, right? Like this is one of the things that annoys me about Nintendo, and it's because they're so Japanese. I think they tell you what you want instead of listening.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
listening. Yeah,
You can dog on Microsoft all you want, but they did listen. At the end of the day, Sony and Nintendo both like to tell you what you want, and then at the end of the day, Sony's like, "Hey, we're for the gamers." Guess what? They're for the dollar. They're for whatever they can milk from you. They're for bending you over and saying, "Hey, we don't think that paying $5 a month for full versions of games that you don't have to stream is a good value. That's not the value you want. You want to pay $5 to rent a game for 4 hours where you got to stream it across the perfect internet connection at 720p, even though we pimp 1080p 60 frames per second like no other." You know what I mean? So yeah, and then at the other point, I'll point out this. A lot of people are saying, well, those are old games. Well, you know what? Battlefield 4 isn't really that old a game. It's less than a year old. You know what I mean? Those games aren't that old. They were,
they just came out
like launch titles, and I didn't even play them yet, most of them. 3 out of the 4.
I ain't play a bunch of them either.
Yeah, you want to talk about old games. What is PlayStation now going to offer? They're talking about doing PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PlayStation 3 games on there. So the last thing I want to do is pay $2.99 or $4.99 for 4 hours of fucking PS1 games. You know what I mean? That's just a ripoff to me. How is that value? And how are there some PlayStation fans backing this up? I don't understand that. It kind of boggles my mind. I did see a lot come out against this and say, "Hey, this is stupid, Sony." But the fact that people would actually defend Sony on this,
motherfuckers that defend Sony tooth and nail, Sony can do no wrong. I mean, I think there were some gamers, those not with the EA's the devil. EA's the devil. EA's foosball. Those, Bobby Boucher. Those ain't look at EA like that. Like, damn, Sony, what the fuck you doing? Hey, I like FIFA. Like that. Listen, again, like I said, that's really going to be you, and especially like I said in the UK. I mean, you got a game like FIFA. And again, like I said, their vault is going to continue to grow. I mean, the vault is going to continue to grow. So that's when I'll be glad to see what they're going to put it in. Put it in maybe a couple months from now. Or next month or the month after that.
I think the best thing about it is that it's not. You don't need Xbox Live to.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, we got to point that out. Like, if you want to play Battlefield 4 online, you need Xbox Live. But overall, you don't 100% need Xbox Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you need Xbox Live to play your Battle. No, do you? You need it for the campaign mode too?
No, not for the campaign. You can still play the campaign, but if you wanted to play that online or say Madden online, you would need, Xbox Live. So anyway, like I said, I think that that's not a very good stance by Sony. And at the end of the day, they were just jabbing Microsoft at E3 about choices for the camera, even though they had already said they were going to do it. They're all what Microsoft comes to the because Microsoft has taken the high road the whole time, and now you're starting to see some of these things come out a little bit. And you know what? I've seen a little bit of rumblings today around their PlayStation Plus offerings today, to be honest with you. So I think people are a little bit. Oh, you know who was defending this big time though? Guess who was defending the PlayStation Plus stuff and indie stuff? Mr. Colin Moriarty himself from IGN.
What did he say?
Oh yeah, IGN
He
is
actually
crazy.
did a thing. He actually did a thing that's called "Why Do People Hate Indies?" and basically berates people if you don't like indies. He basically said if you're not a real gamer if you don't like indies, and went on to further say things like we should be happy to be getting these indie games and things like this, and the AAA
that
games.
fat motherfucker need to be fired.
Well, he's the little skinny nerdy one.
That's the little chicken. So that little chicken face motherfucker.
Yeah, he's the nerdy one.
You know what, bro? We gotta say this. I don't like fuck what we do. We're not we're not journalists. We're not part of the industry. We just we do for the love of gaming. But here you are supposed to be a non-biased entity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you supposed to advertise to the gamers. The gamers are supposed to go to your site, IGN, and get a non-biased report. But you telling us right now, hey, we're Sony fans. We only play on the PlayStation system. Like, how the fuck are Xbox gamers or Nintendo gamers supposed to go to you and get non-biased news? Like, I don't even give a fuck. I don't even fucking watch
That's what I'm saying. And you know what was difficult today that I want to talk about a little bit is GameSpot had some massive layoffs today with their staff. And apparently this all has to do with ad revenue and people clicking. And we wonder why they use these clickbait titles, and it's for that reason. So it is sad that they laid people off. But do you guys think it's coincidence this one lady got laid off who just did the Last of Us review, and she got so much hate for it because she gave it an 8 out of 10, and she absolutely got tore up for that, and then today she gets laid off.
Wow.
Just gave it an 8 out of 10.
I ain't know nothing about that.
That's not a bad
score. That's not
a bad score, but when everybody else is like 10 out of 10, woo, 10s, woo, you know what I mean? Best game.
Like I said, it's not a 10 out of 10. The game was okay. It's not a 10 out of 10. It's great. Look, I mean, it's an okay game. It's a good game. You know, nice story, but it's not a 10. It's not perfect by any means. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna tell you what I think got the ponies all revved up about that game. It's that stupid Last of Us song that keeps playing everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I hate that song, man. That song is just annoying.
You know what I mean?
But that got them in the trance.
Hey, crap! Who wrote that? Was it the same girl that got Henny? What's her name? That got fired from Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
That's who wrote that story.
Amy Hennig. Yeah.
No, she only did the Uncharted games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was Druckmann and that other guy.
That opening scene where your daughter dies in your arm, you're like, shit. You know
you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it was a good story, but as far as like some of the stuff gets repetitive later on, like throw the bottle, draw the person out.
You know what? I did my first impressions. I
watched it, and you're like 10 out of 10, and I'm like, wow.
It's not. No, it's a good game. It's okay game.
It is. Right. It is. It's okay.
The same thing. Grab the bottle, throw the brick, throw the bottle, grab the brick, throw the bottle. Distract him here. Run that way. It's like, you know what I mean?
Do your QTE. You know what I'm saying? Get the thing off you or whatever. So, I mean, I think it's a good game, but it's like, wow. You know, it does get repetitive. The shooting, the gun, like, it's hard as hell to aim with that thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm shooting motherfuckers in the head. Just get back up. What the fuck? Just shot this motherfucker in the head.
Yeah.
I was watching a person play it today, man, and I'm telling you, man, they had to shoot a dude like 5 times. I'm like, God, man, it was headshots.
And here's the thing: that game is going to sell really well on the PS4 for a lot of reasons. For one reason is there's not a lot going on right now. We look at the games releasing, there's nothing. So people are starved for something. They have a good memory of The Last of Us. You could trade in your old version and get it for $25. So a lot of people are going to do this. So it's going to sell well, and Sony's going to turn around and do this a lot more often. And that's kind of unfortunate. You know what I mean? Because I think there comes a time where you got to be like, wow, enough is enough. But at the end of the day, when people keep supporting these kind of tactics, then they just look in the mirror. Hey, why do they keep releasing these games over and over again? Then you just go look in the mirror, and that's why. You know.
Yeah. Hey, wait, hold on. Wait, somebody posted on Facebook the fire challenge going wrong. This motherfucker Danny burnt his dick off. Oh my God, kids, don't do that fire challenge shit. He wasn't even in the shower. Jesus Christ, he killed himself, man.
There's a lot of stupid people out there. You know, I want to say one thing also real quick. EA must have made a shit ton of money yesterday because, like, so many people on my friends list were, like, on that. You know what I mean? Like, at least signed up for a month. You know what I'm saying? Just to try it.
Yeah,
so they must have been going cha-ching, cha-ching. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, wow. Like, everybody I know. And I think everybody on my friends list is in the Xbox beta dashboard program because everybody was into that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think that's a fantastic idea. Like, I don't ever want that to take over, like, as the only option, but if that's just an option to where I can play games in their vault or whoever else wants to do this. Imagine if Ubisoft wants to do this too, or like we said, Activision or Capcom, then I'm all for it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, say you could get access to these companies, all 4 of these companies' things, just like they do with EA for $5 a month each or whatever. You know, that's like $20 a month for like a shit ton of games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's an amazing value. And for Sony to be like, hey, we don't think that's a good value. Are you serious? You know, I just think that that's the stupidest thing. And you even had people like developers like Kevin Dent. He's like, Sony just shot themselves in the foot by just basically bad mouthing EA. You know, you don't want to do that. Now, I doubt EA will ever pull all their games off the PS4. That'd be stupid. But you could see stuff like Titanfall still being an exclusive. You could still see like they're more eager to give Microsoft DLC first and things like that. You look at FIFA, they're getting exclusive FIFA content. You know,
Yeah.
there you look at Madden 25. That's using Kinect and the Rumble triggers, and it's not using the PS4 controller at all.
Yeah.
You know,
like I said,
Like-
I played this. If Microsoft maybe again Titanfall 2, they go there with the money, but hey, they pay for it. Let this be. I can see it happening again. Like I said, it's not the fact that Sony turned it down; it's what they said in the pub. Well, I don't know if they expected that my man to release. Hello.
hello, I hear you now.
Oh shit!
I
I
have
don't know
no
what the hell
idea.
happened.
Like, I think Google Hangout might be messing up a little bit tonight.
What the hell did you
Yeah,
hear? What was the last
Showstopper, I
thing you
think,
heard?
got booted. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Showstopper's gone. He's
I
out.
heard you were talking about the guy who didn't expect it to maybe leak out or something. What he said.
Yeah. I was saying, like, basically, I said, again, if you guys didn't hear me, that that wasn't very professional on Sony's behalf for them to say that, that wasn't of good value because he basically discouraging other gamers, maybe even get you saying that here, our product is shit, and you could, what Sony should have said, they respectfully declined. It didn't fit in with what they had planned, with their vision for the PlayStation or whatever. They had to say it wasn't worth the value, it wasn't worth the money. Like, that's crazy. I bet you now they probably, because it's shit's all over the net, I bet you they probably would pick their words more a little bit more, carefully now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling that they're going to damage control this here in the coming days. You know what I mean? I think that there's absolutely no way that they don't do some kind of release saying, "Hey, well, we didn't mean that." You know what I'm saying? Because they literally threw EA, who was one of the biggest publishers, under the bus.
It is the biggest publisher.
It is the biggest publisher.
Shit, EA got more money than Sony.
Yeah. So, hey, let's just throw them under the bus. I mean, they only make, even though people want to talk crap on them or whatever, voted them like the worst company, they do have a lot of good developers under them, and they do make some quality games. And actually, I like the fact that they delayed some of these games, like that Hardline game got pushed back. That's something they wouldn't have done in the past. So they are listening and making some changes. And, I get the feeling that this is a big story today, and then tomorrow Sony's going to come out and say something, because that's their nature. They don't like to look bad. They're going to come out and say, hey, we're sorry, but, let's lower the PlayStation Now prices, which apparently they're doing.
Oh, those prices need to be worked on, because this prices are shit. Those prices are fucked up, man. $5 to play a game for 4 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
I think I don't care if they drop it down to $2 for 4 hours. No.
Yeah.
What the hell good is 4 hours?
Yeah,
I mean,
that ain't good.
That's kind of a ridiculous thing. Real quick, just because the quality has been kind of bad on this podcast, apologize to anybody that might be listening. I just wanted to kind of wrap up. I just wanted to do it real quick on this because I had a lot to say. But is there anything that you guys want to add to this real quick before we wrap it up?
Well, yes. If your grandmother has a fat ass, give her my number. No, I'll bet you to that thing I had to say, man. And it's an honor to be on D-Crap Gamers show. Appreciate it, man.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate it. I wanted to do this video earlier. I worked all day, and so I was like, hey, maybe I'll get the guys together and do something. I don't know. For some reason, Google Plus is acting up. So, what about you, Showstopper? Anything you want to say?
No. I'm afraid if I talk, I'm gonna start roboting.
All right, guys. Well, Hey, I appreciate you guys joining us. Thanks for watching, man. We had about 75, 80 people watching live. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming out. Make sure you guys comment and check out Next Gen's channel and Showstoppers channel, man. Later.
For sure.